In your 20s, success is all about proving yourself. But in your 30s, success is all about understanding yourself. Dumelang, welcome back to Healing the Inner Child with Mami Ngalai. You are successful, but why are you still not happy? Why are you so unhappy? You have everything that you may have dreamed of. You know, those materialistic things. You're driving that beautiful car. You live in that lovely home. But why are you still not happy? Why? Today I want to talk about the importance of emotional intelligence. We grew up thinking that IQ was everything. We grew up, being told that we are smart kids. We can achieve this and that without really being taught about EQ, emotional intelligence. The more that I grow is the more that I value or understand the importance of emotional intelligence. I want to talk about how important emotional intelligence is in your 30s as somebody that is currently in her 30s. Point number one, 30s are very complex, they're very complicated. I feel like in your 30s is where everything is put into perspective. Your 20s were all about fun and all of that, and trying to figure yourself out. But your 30s come with a lot of pressures, career pressures. You need to excel because now you think you don't have time. I wonder how true that is. But I think to a certain degree, guys. Your 30s, kimochonzim uloke in, as by 2000 would say. You feel under pressure to achieve this and that, career-wise. By this certain age, nale property, I need to have bought this and that. Kimanyalo or long-term relationships. By this age, I'm supposed to be in a stable relationship. I'm supposed to be married by now, or at least I need to have something tangible. Okay, actually in my 30s. It's very tricky because things don't always go as planned. Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes you may plan or by this age, trying to begin like this and that. But life will surprise. Pressure, the financial responsibilities, parenting for some. Now you cannot just go to the next person or go back to. So I feel like you should have figured dating by this age. Like it's your 30s are really complex. And the next thing, people expect you to have everything figured out, especially family members. There's a lot of pressure that comes from our families. You still don't have a child. When are you getting married? And I'm like, really now? I feel like some questions, they're very sensitive. And our families need to learn how to do better in that regard. Emotional intelligence is important because also it helps to improve relationships. We live in a society where everything's all about me. You don't try to understand things from the next person's perspective. Because sometimes people come with good intentions, but the actions are never otherwise. You can still love a person, but not because that's what you want. You just want to hurt them. Mabaka differ, guys. different. We see things differently. Your intentions may be pure, but we'll something different. I feel like intentions are more important than anything else. We need to try to understand why people do certain things, especially to us, and stop this thing where rank everything personally. Sometimes things just happen. Sometimes life happens. Not that I'm saying it's not okay for us to feel. It's okay to feel your emotions. But you shouldn't make your emotions your identity or the only thing that you relate to the next person. Okay? Because this person did 1, 2, 3, 4 a few months back, a few years back, therefore that is not healthy even for when as an individual. Hard to think when self-aware, because we are not always the victim. Sometimes we're the problem. Sometimes we're the ones that trigger or into it. Not that I'm saying those people are not responsible for their actions. They actually are. But look, when we have a part to play. So let's not try and act all innocent as if we are the victim. The second thing, it is emotional intelligence, is self-regulation. You too so be regulated, when you are upset, when you are hurt, instead of spiraling, instead of shutting down, or find better ways to soothe yourself. Because this thing now we sometimes end up acting out of character because we are triggered, because we are hurt, isn't gonna do anything good for us. The relationship is the same. People don't value other people's anymore. Now I have everything. I don't need you. And as an into we need each other, guys. So please, let's do better. Let's learn how to self-regulate. I just also with empathy and social skills. Feel the next person, man. The spirit of both. We speak a lot about that in South Africa, but do we actually practice it? It has become a norm. Therefore, importance empathy is very important. And you choose a read the room, okay? Even if I had planned to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or to say 1, 2, 3, 4. But for things are different, then I should be able to divert my speech, attention, or whatever. Very important, and most of us lack this skill. Career success without emotional intelligence, it is a fella burnout. Because we find a lot of people, especially high achievers, rate their self-worth, their productivity. It's as if I'm just relaxing, if I'm just chilling, if I'm not doing anything, then it means my worth is questionable. I don't feel worthy enough for certain things. I need to be busy all the time. Yeah, we just have to look into guys. I hope at some point, especially who are still in their 30s, late 20s, mid 20s, will learn that success does not determine our worth. Worthy without attaching anything to the name, to myself. Because now, the moment you start doing that, putting your worth onto materialistic things, it means how should you achieve it then? You're not a human being enough. That is a very dangerous place to be in, guys. That is a very dangerous place to be at, guys. We need to strengthen our emotional intelligence. We need to educate ourselves about these things. We need to learn how important emotional intelligence is. It's going to be very difficult for all of us to navigate this thing called life without emotional intelligence, because it means we're going to take everything personally. When you see somebody doing 1, 2, 3, 4, you're just going to conclude who they're a bad person, instead of trying to understand why people do things that they do. And in a way, you understanding, you'll be at peace. Not that you're agreeing. I'm not saying that you should agree with bad behavior or negative things that people do. What I'm saying is that at least if you have emotional intelligence, you'll be able to understand where they're coming from. And also, as leaders, at work, at home, you'll be able to lead people properly in the correct manner. Success is very empty without emotional depth. You can have all of these things when an hour you have everything. But if you don't have this one skill, unfortunately, you're going to continue achieving, but you feel empty. Because by having emotional intelligence, we can understand what truly fulfills me as an individual outside everything else. If everything else was to be taken away, would I still be content? Would I still be joyful? Would I still be able to celebrate myself regardless? And would I still be able to live well with others? Or now, you're not this miserable person? Emotional intelligence is important. Most of our sadness comes from not being emotionally intelligent. You cannot be intact with your emotions. You cannot be connected with your emotions if you don't have emotional intelligence. My hope and prayer is that we take this seriously. Our world is dying. Our leaders are doing horrible things. And sometimes you sit and wonder, but do they even have a heart? Or they've gotten used to doing things this way, and to them it has become a norm. And when that happens, I hope we don't make it about ourselves, but we understand that people struggle. Most of the issues that we see in this world is because of internal issues that people do not want to face. And I hope that you find the courage to face and deal with whatever it is that you may be going through, so that you can navigate this life. Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. I hope that you really do try to understand how important emotional intelligence is. You're going to see life in a different manner, and it will just allow to accept yourself, to understand that you also human. You're only human, and you will keep making mistakes. That you have grace for humanity. Please don't forget to like, share, and turn on your notifications, and let's engage in the comment sections. Are you currently in your journey of learning more about emotional intelligence? Let's talk about these issues so that also we can grow this content. Please interact, because by doing so, YouTube is able to promote my videos so that it reaches a larger audience. Until next time, bye bye.